I'm Sal.
I'm Beth.
We are the Brewery Lovers, the Tennessee edition, 2024. We went to Knoxville and Nashville, right?
We did on this trip.
We also did a side trip into the Smoky Mountains. We were thinking about Mount Mitchell in North Carolina, which is the tallest mountain east of the Mississippi in North America. Am I right?
I know it's definitely the tallest in Tennessee.
North Carolina.
Oh, I'm sorry, North Carolina.
Yeah. But
We had been to the tallest in Tennessee, right? Didn't we just...
well, we were thinking about Mount Mitchell
We were,
in North Carolina.
right.
But it was like it's really in the middle of nowhere. Like it's a day's drive or something.
Well, it's a long drive because it's not a straight line. It's like this.
Yeah. So, Klingman's Dome, which is probably, I think, the second tallest. It's the tallest in Tennessee. Was not too terribly out of the way wherever you were heading.
No, we went right through Pigeon Forge and then we went down through the what?
She was about to say Chicken Forge.
I wasn't. I was not going to say that. Pigeon Forge, and then we were heading south, so we went through the Smoky Mountains, and it was gorgeous. It was a gorgeous drive.
It was really...
It was a harrowing parking. The bleep
Parking was very interesting.
at the entrance of where you hike up to go to the
Yeah,
very
there's
peak.
just like a line of people waiting for people to leave at the top of Klingman's Dome.
And our vehicle's a little larger than average.
Yeah,
so.
a little bit. But it has this really interesting. Well, first of all, it's a long up. It's not real steep.
No, it's pretty gradual. I mean, if you really had your mindset on it, you could push a wheelchair up there.
Yeah, but
It's
it would be a
definitely
challenge.
doable to push a stroller up there.
But it's a long up, and it's fun to just sit there and watch the out of shape Americans attempting to. But nobody thinks it's going to be as long as it is.
Yeah, because it's only about a half a mile till you get to the bottom of this ramp.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks, oh, a half a mile, that's not bad. But it's steep and it's high altitude.
It's high altitudes, right?
And most people aren't used to that kind of altitude.
When you get to the top, the ramp continues into this structure. This is very interesting what they built here, this little observation deck.
So pretty. 360-degree views of the Smoky Mountains and beyond.
Yeah, and you get just this beautiful Smoky Mountain view. It's just fantastic. Video doesn't really do it justice, but I thought the architecture was very interesting. And you get to rest up there and watch all the teenagers giggle as they take their selfies. This is Crafty Bastard. Where are we? This is Knoxville, right?
It is. And
Yeah.
you know what I have?
Hey, look at that.
I have Crafty.
We have some Crafty Bastard Mayan Chocolate Chili Porter. That sounds like Beth. Does it not? Do you remember, did we have this at the brewery? You probably don't remember. We're going to have some now, so it doesn't matter if we had it at the brewery or not.
All right. So it's 5.8%. And they put right on their label that it's gluten reduced.
Yeah, we have to figure that out.
Yeah.
I think that's...
I don't know whether that's a state guideline. Who can say that they're gluten reduced?
We know breweries that make gluten-reduced beer, but they can't advertise it. So we don't know.
They're not tested.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe you have to pay for the lab test.
I'm sure you have to pay for the lab in order to get that certification, at least in New Jersey. I only know.
Yeah, probably.
But there is a process, an enzymatic process by which you can scrub gluten.
It looks like porter. It's very dark. It's my Total Eclipse glass, I think, is appropriate for this beer.
It is appropriate. It smells wonderful.
Yeah, maybe chocolate, maybe coffee. I don't get a whole lot of chili in the aroma. Maybe just a touch.
The chili's in the back of the throat.
You taste it right away?
You get it on the very first sip. You may not smell it, but you're going to feel it.
Yeah.
And I like a hot beer.
It's not crazy
Or a
hot,
spicy
though.
hot.
It's not crazy
It's not.
hot. It's nice.
It's just a really pleasant, spicy sensation.
It's very dry. Almost no hop flavor, which is normal for a porter. I think it could be a little bit maltier. Are you getting a whole lot of malt? It's
No,
actually
it's got
very,
so much flavor. I think it's just overriding a lot of the malt.
it's actually very light for porter, in terms of body and maltiness. But the chili peppers definitely come through.
It's got nice carbonation.
It's not bad. Anyway, we love this brewery. It was really funky. This is like an old school craft brewery. It looks like they just kind of threw it together with no planning. And I love those places. I really do.
Yeah, it had a great vibe. It was really comfortable.
Lots of dogs around. There was like all kinds of tchotchkes and stuffed animals, and
Really nice beer tender.
all the barrels had costumes. You see, they're all wearing hats.
Yeah, they all had hats on.
It was just a goofy,
It was adorable.
funky little place.
This
and
is the kind of place that we would love to spend an evening.
Yes. And the beer was good. It was a fun place. We were remiss in our note taking. By our, I mean Beth's.
I think it was raining really hard, and I just wasn't carrying my
It's
notebook.
okay. We think this is the Pub Ale on the left and the Tessellation IPA on the right. Anyway, beers were good. Place was really fun. Here's Zool, also in Knoxville. Place was mobbed. My goodness. I think it was a weekend night, wasn't it? Like a Friday night?
I don't know what day of the week it was.
But it was really...
But it's really beautiful.
Yeah, nice place.
The beer is excellent.
Very
I
tidy.
did write it down. Like, there was no space.
Very
I
tight.
couldn't have gotten my notebook out. There was nowhere to put it down.
Very tidy brew house here.
It's not a complaint, but they were so busy. They were just speeding people through as quickly as they
Yeah,
could.
true. They had this auxiliary tasting room, like in the cellar maybe, and back
In the back. It was in
Yeah.
the very back. It was like off the brew house.
not nearly as crowded, and lots of pinball machines.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. But it was a fun place, and the beer was very good.
Yeah, that's a...
We think,
I
maybe.
think it was almost 4.2 on Untapped.
Yeah. Couple
And
of-
everybody if you say you're going to Knoxville, they say you have to go there.
you have to go to Zool, yeah.
Yeah.
Paper Crowns, we think, on the left, and
Something else.
Rhymes with
Rhymes
Time.
with
yeah.
Time. So what a cute
Just
name.
obviously hazy IPAs.
Yeah.
Both excellent. I think we had a couple of others, but we were
It was hard. You had to wait in line.
Yeah,
It was
you really did.
really busy.
over to Nashville. We did Nashville and Knoxville in Tennessee, which is kind of fun to do both the big towns. And we hit, obviously we
And
couldn't
they're
hit,
so different.
yeah, completely different vibe.
Culturally, yeah.
Couldn't hit all the breweries, but we hit some of the best. This is Southern Grist in Nashville. It was our first stop in Nashville. A very rainy day.
It was pouring.
But what a beautiful, beautiful brewery. And this one hits all three legs of the stool. Great place, great people, great beer. It really was. The bartender was phenomenal.
They don't get down marked for bad weather
No, that wasn't there.
because it was pouring.
But just a pretty brewery. And the beers were excellent. What did we have over there?
We had Always Something, hazy New England IPA that had Citra, Eldorado, Rocket. How do you say that one? Rakau. It's one of the New Zealand
Oh,
hops.
Rakwaka.
Yeah.
Where is it?
God.
I don't know.
Okay. And that was so yummy. And then we had their premium bitter and a double dry hopped teal. Teal was the name of the beer. Hazy IPA.
Well, we also had teal,
Yeah.
not double.
Oh, yeah,
dry
we
hop.
did both.
Yeah, both.
Side by side.
Pouring rain. First stop of the day after a long drive. I apologize. I did not shoot the beers. So,
I think you had a conference call there, too.
I did have a call there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was working. Stupid work. But what a beautiful place. Put this on your list for sure. Nice patio. Of course, it was pouring rain. We didn't
Yeah.
get to take advantage of it. All right, before we get to the next Nashville brewery, we got to tell you about the Nashville hot chicken.
I'm so glad there's not video.
There should be video.
It would be an episode of Hot,
The hot ones.
Ones.
Oh my God.
Oh, my gosh.
So it was a great little hole in the wall, family operated, not many people in there. Everybody was getting takeout, pretty much, tiny. And I said to the guy, we wanted extra hot. And
We're
it was-
in Nashville.
and it was-
Hot chicken's got to be hot.
And it was one of those moments where all the employees looked at each other like,
Yeah, them, they don't look up to it. That's what they were thinking.
So we get back.
Did you have to sign a waiver? We probably should have signed a waiver.
We get back to Bleep and we start eating it. It's unbelievably delicious. And after about the third bite, it was like, oh my.
It was just building. And kind of, thank goodness, we were spending the night in a Cracker Barrel parking lot that night. So I ran in and got the vegetable, quote unquote, vegetable platter from Cracker Barrel.
Vegetable side platter.
It was macaroni and cheese,
Fat.
fried apples,
Sugar.
like green beans
It
or
was all
something.
the perfect antidote to hot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was
Almost perfect.
That was
it did not put out the fire, but it definitely helped. And cornbread.
Cornbread. That's the
vegetable.
That's the health of vegetable salad and Cracker Barrel.
No wonder my cholesterol's high.
But one of the best pieces of chicken I've ever had in my life.
It was a great meal.
It was so good.
The sides from Cracker Barrel and the Nashville hot chicken, it was an amazing meal.
Bolton's Hot Chicken in East Nashville. Oh my God. I wish I had some right now. Oh, so good.
It would not pair well with this.
That's true. Hot beer. Yeah. This isn't crazy hot. It's nice.
It is building. I am feeling it. I can see. I'm getting
What's
all
the
pink
what? Yeah.
and glowing.
What's the quote on the can from Crafty Bastard?
Oh, I like this. Crafty Bastard Brewery creates both traditional and mischievous beers, carefully crafted with locally sourced ingredients, mad science, and a middle finger to the mundane.
There you go. It's definitely a middle finger to the mundane. Also in Nashville, Bearded Iris. It was a really kind of a pretty place.
Oh my gosh, it was one of the prettiest tasting rooms. You said it was the prettiest tasting room since The Alchemist.
Oh, did I say that?
Oh my gosh, yeah. It had all these really pretty couches.
And it's interesting because it has this graffiti theme on the inside and out, and you don't really expect it to be so
look at that.
Plush.
All these pretty banquettes,
Yeah, the
leather
banquettes
and
the
velvet
the
banquettes.
chandeliers. It was just really pretty. It's a pretty tasting room.
And they had really neat posters on the wall that named different hop varieties and what their tasting characteristics would be.
Nice. Very tidy little brew house here. So see the graffiti on the wall. It's interesting.
See, there's that poster.
Oh, okay, nice.
So I thought that was really cool.
And they also had these horizontal bright tanks, which we haven't seen very often. So they take up less space. The place was very small. That's one way to do more bright tanks and smaller amount. The bright tank, by the way, is what the beer's served from. It's when the beer's completely done, fermented out, ready to serve. They call it a bright tank because you let it sit in there for a couple of days, a week, and the beer gets more clear. What did we have over there?
We had their Spotlight Stealer, which was a West Coast IPA. And then the other one was Hops 101, because they're really into hops.
You mean the other half of one?
Okay. You were out taking video. I was inside drinking beer.
Is that what happened?
That's what happens. You're always outside taking video.
Not always.
And then I'm inside trying to wait for you. But Hops 101, I guess that's a series for them because they're so into hops. And this was called HBC 1019. And HBC is the hop breeding company.
Yeah.
So it's a hop developer.
Yeah.
And before hops start having names like Cascade and Chinook and Citra, they just have numbers.
There's a beer at Ludlam Island called It's 630
somewhere.
Because it's made with HBC 630.
Which they made it last year, and this year that hop still doesn't have a name.
Still doesn't have a name. It takes a while.
I looked it up. I was hoping it would be named by now. But so that it was really unusual. It had all kinds of fruit flavor.
Lots of fruit. Even banana.
Peach, caramelized banana, citrus, I don't know, I think pineapple, and coconut.
Yeah.
All from the hops. No, there's no fruit in this beer at all.
That's the fun part about what we do here.
It was like a tropical fruit salad in your glass.
And the 630 is very creamy. Mm-hmm. The first time I had Ludlam's at 630 somewhere, I asked the head brewer if there was lactose in it. because it had this creamy vanilla-y kind of feel.
But it all comes from
All
the
comes
hops.
from the hops. It's fascinating and amazing. But that's the joy of exploring craft breweries.
Yep.
Anyway, Bearded Iris. Great
Bearded
place.
Iris, we kind of got to know at our hangout in Boulder City. So
Really?
Beer is Zombies in Boulder City has a shelf on their takeout.
Oh, yeah.
In their can.
The cheap beer case.
Yeah, it's everything on that row is $2.
Yeah.
So you can get something, and it could be totally not something you would want to drink. I mean, it's all good. It just might not be your style. But we could grab the Bearded Iris, like we recognize that logo, and we would go for that one almost every
It
time
was very good.
because
Yeah.
it was always great beer.
So, yeah, we were happy to go to the mothership because we'd been drinking a beer for a while and had never visited.
Yep.
So that's always fun. Barrique. Wow. Next level brewery. This is like 11 on a scale of 10, in my opinion.
And it's a do not judge the book by its cover
Is this-
because from the outside, like you're not even sure where to go in. It just looked like
Yeah, we couldn't find the
industrial-
door.
Yeah.
It looks like a speakeasy. That's it. That's the
Yeah,
whole
that's it. In amongst a series of gray doors. This one door is the one that you go into.
This is Nashville, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But you can't appreciate how dark it is inside by the video. You could barely see your hand in front of your face. It was dark. It was like walking.
It was
into
pretty dark.
It was like walking into the haunted house ride on at the amusement pier. But look
And
at
just, it felt like millions of barrels.
yeah. I haven't.
So many barrels.
I don't think I've seen.
I've never seen so many barrels in one place.
Well, we did. It was at what's the place in Connecticut? Two Roads.
Oh, Two Roads. But Two
Yeah.
Roads is huge.
Yeah, I haven't seen that many barrels since Connecticut. Look at this barrel.
On a
program.
ratio of size to barrels.
Oh yeah, this was
way
a
ahead.
teeny tiny like nano brewery, and they had just look at there's more up top on the back. There's just everywhere barrels. This is a lager, pilsner, Czech lager, authentic, Bohemian, German, mainland European lager place, and boy, are they hitting it out of the park, big time.
Yep.
And almost all side pours.
Yep.
And again, just this fabulous barrel program, and the beers were like, look at the beers. We can't pronounce
Can't
most of these
pronounce
beers.
anything.
So
I
they're
probably had quarter pence because it was the only thing I could
you
say.
think you could say. So again, not only are they doing the beer authentically, but they're naming them authentically with like this, diacritical marks and backwards letters, and
Yep.
you have no idea how to pronounce any of this stuff, but who cares? Boy, was it good.
Look at
Look at the head.
you could have sat a dime on that
It's
head.
perfect. And of course, the beer tender knew how to pour from a side pour, which is a tricky business,
Yeah,
I
'cause
might add.
when you look on that glass, like the head is exactly where it's lined to be.
Yes, there's a line in the glass.
Yeah.
That's the beer line. Above that should be hid.
And it's
So we had
perfect.
this beer, Hamana, 13 degrees.
And that's 13 degrees refers to
The alcohol strength.
Plato?
Plato, yeah.
Okay.
The original gravity. This is a Czech dark lager. Just perfect. Like, ba-boom, perfect. And on the right is we can pronounce the one on the right, Harmony, 11 degrees. Piwo just means beer. So Harmony beer. The owner was there. Didn't know it was the owner. Just figured it was a guy that worked there. And we were chatting with him, and I was like all over this beer, just head over heels. And I said, we tried to get to Bierstadt in Denver, Colorado, and it didn't work out just for scheduling.
Yeah.
And his eyes lit up. He's like, I'm going there tomorrow. So this is the Bierstadt of the South, really. Bierstadt Lagerhaus in Denver has the reputation for having the most authentic, again, Czech Pilsner, Bohemian, German, probably west of the Mississippi, and I would say this has got the east of the Mississippi.
This nails it for the
It
east.
was just beyond. So if you go to Nashville, go to Bolton's, for hot chicken.
And they're like blocks apart.
Yeah, they're not far.
They're right near each other.
And go to Barrique for...
Maybe take your hot chicken here.
Take your hot chicken here, because this beer would go good with the hot chicken.
It would go great with it.
Although it would kind of ruin the whole beer experience. I think you wouldn't be able to...
You would drink a lot.
I think you would lose some of the subtlety of the hops and aroma after some Bolton's chicken.
Get the Cracker Barrel vegetable platter.
That's better.
Take with you.
And a milkshake. Anyway, I think that's it. Good?
Okay, good.
Cheers.
Cheers.